Welcome, everybody, to a new show we're calling What the Hell Did I Just Watch? I'm Brian West.
And I'm Ryan Thomason.
And tonight, we're going to be talking about Bird Box, a movie that made us both go, what the hell did I just watch?
Because, you know, they could have at least made, like, a box that was full of birds.
There was a box full of birds, kind of. All right, so we decided to do this review. This movie's been out now for a couple weeks. I think it launched December 21st. It's available now on Netflix. It has become a national phenomenon, and there's all these people who talk about Bird Box like it's the greatest movie they've ever seen. So I watched it. Ryan watched it. And we don't know what the hell people are talking about. Listen, is there some things about this that are good? Yes. Sandra Bullock, very good in this movie. Very good in this movie.
But Sandra Bullock, she's been good in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Trent Reznor did the soundtrack. Very good. Very good soundtrack. In fact, I would say that the soundtrack and Sandra Bullock's acting might be the best parts of this movie.
Yes. Watching Sandra Bullock yell at tiny children is always great as well.
Yes, it's great. Naming them boy and girl. Also great. So, real quick, before we dive into our full what the hell did we just watch spoiler cast here, we're going to be talking about this movie. We're going to be giving spoilers about this movie. So if you have not seen Bird Box, we would recommend that you just don't. But if you want to, watch it and then come back, because we are going to spoil the hell out of this.
Just read the IMDb page.
Yes.
About it, and that's probably about all you need to do.
So before we get into, anyway, you have been warned. There you go. So Ryan, before we get into this, I would like to give a few shout outs of the things that we did like about this, because there was some enjoyable things. This was not like the worst movie I've ever seen. In fact, we would not even be doing this review if everyone wasn't raving so much about why they love this movie. I will say there's a few things. The best thing I think so far about the Bird Box is all the memes we've gotten from the Bird Box. This movie's inspired countless memes on the internet, and they have been some of the most enjoyable part of 2019 already.
Yeah, I guess.
The other thing that I would like to say is we already talked about Trent Reznor and Sandra Bullock. This actually has a pretty good cast, and they actually do a pretty good job. They really act it up. They really try and make you feel like you're in a suspenseful situation. If you don't know what this movie is about, like I said, we recommend you watch it. But basically, out of nowhere, people start killing themselves. It's kind of like The Happening with
they see something and it makes them want to kill themselves.
They see they hear the voice of a loved one and then they immediately decide to die, right? And I will say the first 20 minutes of the movie is very suspenseful, and you're you don't know what's going on, and you're like, wow, this is actually really pretty good. And like I said, it's got some really good actors in it. John Malkovich is in this, which he's playing just a giant dick in the whole time. But, all the actors in this movie do a really good job. I really enjoyed the setup. But then once it gets to that, they all the movie slows down, they all end up in this house, and then it really just starts kind of falling apart.
John Malkovich is just kind of, being this crazy guy. And
for instance, they get in this car. Yeah, John Malkovich is just a total asshole for no reason whatsoever. The characters are such one-dimensional type characters, with the exception of Tom and Sandra Bullock's character. What's Tom? Hang on. Let me pull his name out. His name isn't just Tom. He's a really good actor. He did a great job. I want to give him his proper due. Stupid phone. Why aren't you working? Trevante Rhodes. He was also in The Predator. It seems to be a very up-and-coming actor. I've not seen him in a lot, but he was really good in this. As Sandra Bullock's love interest, does a really good job. John Malkovich, we already mentioned. Sarah Paulson played Sandra Bullock's sister in this, and she was really great in the limited time that she was in it. So, we have a good cast, but then all of a sudden they all turn into one-dimensional versions of people, and it just... But when this thing really starts falling apart for me is when they decide to get into a car, and they drive somewhere using just the GPS. Has anybody ever used their GPS? It will drive you into a fucking lake. GPSs are not to be trusted.
But GPS in a car with super sensors. That I've seen when you back up your truck.
My wife has a sensor in her car, and all it does is just beep all the time. It doesn't even it doesn't tell you there's someone 3 feet away. It's just stupid. And then they manage to even park it into a garage. They drive this car like there's nothing in the way. And then the monsters. Don't even be started on the monsters that we never see ever.
Well, no, you see them in the in the pictures that the guy drew.
Yeah, are they demons? I don't know, but they also jump on the car, so they're technically there. But if they're there, why don't they attack people? No, they don't attack people. They just make you see them and drive you mad. But then you get some people who are mad but don't kill themselves?
Because they want to see them.
What? They never explain anything in this movie. The big point is and then everybody dies in the house. So John Malkovich is an asshole that nobody trusts until they let in some lunatic that nobody recognizes as a lunatic except for John Malkovich, but nobody wants to listen to him. Who's surprised the guy turns out to be a lunatic and kills everybody.
Yeah, opens up the garage door and starts, and like grabs one lady's and like forces her eyes open.
Yeah, well, and then he makes everyone either kill themselves or actually kills everybody. And then there's a few people who do run away, and what happens to them? I don't know. They never follow them anywhere. And then it basically sets up where Tom and Sandra Bullock and the two kids, who now she's named Boy and Girl. Why? Yeah. I don't know. The movie doesn't really tell that either.
She can't come to have feelings of motherhood or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't really explain why she does that. I mean, you can understand it. I mean, I'm definitely being a little harsh. You can...
If you're one of those artsy fartsy people, and like you can think like the female existence or something,
no, you can tell that she doesn't want to get too attached to these kids, so she names them Boys and Girl. But she just comes across as a total asshole, like just an unlikable asshole, and it's just. And then they live in some house and get some weird random call on this radio that comes stay with us. You'll be safe. And all I could think about was The Walking Dead and Sanctuary. I'm like, you're going to show up here and they're going to fucking eat you. Is what's going to happen. But but to get to the Sanctuary, you got to go blindfolded down a whitewater rapid river.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Or somebody's going to have to look.
Why didn't they just follow the river on the shore?
Yeah, why would they say go through the rapids instead of just saying, all right, when you get to the rapids, pull over to the side. And
walk down, slowly make your way down, blindfolded, you'll be fine. It's just whatever. And then her whole idea is like, somebody's got to look. Somebody has to look, and it's going to be one of you children. The children are like 5. Even if they were looking, how good are they going to be at directions? I've got a 6-year-old, and she would immediately fucking drive our boat right off a cliff.
No, they would say, turn there. Turn here.
Turn left. No, your other left. No, we'd be dead in 3 seconds. Yeah, that plan made no sense.
How are you supposed to know which way to go when they don't tell you left or right? They'll just be like, go there.
And then the stupidest part of this entire movie, not only at this point have we not figured out why some people are affected and don't kill themselves, what the monsters are, why they're there, what the hell they're doing, anything, what happened to the other people. Sure. No, we get to she finally reaches her destination.
Runs to the woods.
Which was a school for blind people. So somehow, and then you get there and everyone's happy, everyone's safe, because there's a bunch of blind people who can't see.
Yeah.
How do you feed yourselves? You're blind. You're not farmers. I mean, what the shit? You just went to this place that there's nothing. I mean, what? And she's like, we're safe now. And she gives them names. Your names, children, are this name and that name. What? Why do you suddenly feel safe now? You're in a school of blind people who clearly can't, there's no food anywhere. They're going to eat you, probably.
I'll just have to say, as someone who is legally blind, by definition of disability, I was slightly offended. It's mostly because, she's wearing a blindfold, running through a heavily thick forest, carrying 2 children, not running into anything, not tripping, or anything like that. I barely get through my fucking house sometimes without tripping on stuff. I don't know how she's able to run through.
There was a point in this movie when I thought, like, dude, Daredevil would rule this world.
Will just murdering everything.
And where was apparently this happens in the books, but halfway through the movie too, I said, this is stupid. People would just blind themselves and everybody would be fine. The literal answer to this movie is everyone just blinds themselves, and then everyone can just live blind.
Yeah. But then, like you said, who's making all your food? And Are they eating all the birds?
I don't know. The movie left no answers. Yeah, she went to a school for the blind. How are you still getting food? How are you venturing out? Clearly, this world is now full of lunatics who try and murder you. Yeah. Like, how do the blind people? Yeah. You don't see the fucking blind demons, but you still can't fight off all the people with machine guns now who are running around. Like, listen, is this the worst movie I've ever seen? No. It was suspenseful, it was well acted, and the soundtrack was great, but it's just a dumb movie. And I don't understand why this is getting so much love. I saw the better version of this. It was called The Quiet Place.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of movies where I send you and Chris a text message at the very end. And I did for this one. And I'm not going to say what I said because it contains some vulgar language. But I'm just going to say I have no idea what the hell I just watched, Ryan.
Yeah, this movie definitely left both of us going, what the hell did we just watch?
Yes.
We do not recommend you watch it. And if you do... what the hell did you watch? I don't know either.
They may say 45 people watched this movie. How many of those people actually finished the movie?
Listen, if you want to watch a good Netflix movie, watch Mowgli. That's an infinitely better Netflix movie. So, whatever. Anyway, until next time, everybody, that's all we got on the Bird Box. We'd love to know what you guys thought about it. If we're way off base, if we're clearly missing something, throw it in the comments below. But until then, everybody, stay awesome. Thanks for watching.
Stay nerdy.